Hello, everybody. Greeting from APO to all. Welcome to APO Productivity Talk. I am Junno Kim from APO, ASEAN Productivity Organization. APO is an intergovernmental organization focusing on productivity improvement in Asia and the Pacific. APO is promoting productivity for the sustainable socio-economic development of the region. The APO developed tools, techniques, methodology, and measurement for productivity improvement, and also disseminate productivity-related technical know-how through training, institutional capacity building to member countries. How to innovate factory in the new normal, especially. Smart factory can be one of the solutions to improve productivity in factory. Today, we would like to talk about smart factory in the new normal. We invited expert Mr. Choonbaik Oh from Republic of Korea. Mr. Oh is an expert on factory innovation, and he has many consulting experience on smart factory for SMEs and big companies. Good afternoon, Mr. Oh.
Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for time and joining APO Productivity Talk today.
Okay.
Will you please introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Choonbaik Oh. I'm a management innovation consultant in Korea. And first of all, I would like to thank APO for providing with such a good place. And it is a good honor to be with you guys. And I've been performed tasks such as process condition optimization and process innovation in Samsung or LG. And as a consultant, I've been supporting the construction of the smart factories in small and medium-sized enterprises in Korea as a planner or as a designer and as an auditor. Nowadays, I'm going to playing the role of these auditors to evaluate the status and progress of this entire smart factory progress in my country. And I'm still contribute myself to enhance in a kind of process innovation and to get some high performance in terms of this business productivity and quality. And finally, get some cost competitiveness in any single companies. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much again. I hope you can share your insight and also consulting experience on smart factory today.
Yes.
Will you please introduce overall concept and some requirement, best practice, and key success factors for smart factory, please?
Yeah. Can you see this PowerPoint file? I have to check it. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes, please.
As you can see here, the topic of today is smart factory in the new normal. And new normal means it's a new standard in Korea since approximately 2017. It's going to be a new normal for entire small and medium-sized industry. I know this is not the almighty. This is not the correct way. However, we're going to try. We're going to challenge to break through this current status, including COVID-19 situation as well. So I'm going to tell you about the smart factory in the new normal in Korea. And first of all, the smart factory as a new normal, I'm going to introduce some basic concept of smart factory. I know this is, as you know very well, but I'm going to summarize one more time. And a small size, medium size, and larger scale companies' best practice might be available to be seen from the second chapter. And I prepare one videos regarding small size factories, how to apply their smart factory concept for them. And after watching video, I'm going to tell how to successfully implement the smart factory concept on individual factories with 4 dimensions. And first, smart factory in the new normal, I'm going to tell you. I think you know this improvement of productivity, quality, and the delivery and cost reduction through this is an unstoppable issue for any single companies in the world. Even before the smart factory implementation, these kind of activities were carried out steadily, continuously. And today, let's look at these application cases in smart factory, especially small and medium-sized enterprises in Korea, which is becoming a new standard in Korea. As I will explain from now on, the manufacturing execution system and product life cycle management system and etc. are essential elements of plant operation and are becoming now new standard in Korea. And as everyone knows, let me first briefly talk about the changing the manufacturing paradigm shift. As you know, the professor Yoram Koran and of the University of Michigan predicted the era of the personalized production in his book, The Global Manufacturing Revolution, approximately 10 years ago. In addition, in 2013, through recommendations for implementing the strategic initiative Industry 4.0, published by the architect, so-called the German National Academy of Science and Engineering, the concept of Industry 4.0, including smart factory, was established and presented for the first time, as shown on the left side, the right side. As you know, this automation, the third industrial revolution, you can see the computer and internet. Using this, automation is the pivotal for a third industrial revolution. And this major direction that existed in the era of the third industrial revolution, and the key is how to properly integrate them to greatly improve performances for every single business. Here, the concepts of machine learning or deep learning, based on statistical analysis tools, are actively used, and how to connect effectively various information in the fields is becoming a major topic. So-called ICT-based software and hardware that have developed rapidly in recent years makes this hyper-connected and big data analysis possible. So we're going to see the high connectivity situation with clouding service, with process optimizers, with predictive maintenance as well. So we call this kind of recent trend digital transformation as a direction to create new value and maximize the operational efficiencies. It is largely developed in three directions: smart product using IoT and AI, and new business model, so-called servitization, and the smart factory. Of course, for smart factory, a data-driven process must be established. And smart product and smart factory might be the similar. And recently, in GE, the big company, big manufacturing company, they're going to focus on this servitization using the data they want to get. They want to make a new business model to buy and sell the data. I think it is kind of a new direction of a business using the smart factory. So here you can see the definition of digital transformation is new productivity innovation through smart products, new business model, and smart manufacturing, as you can see here. And digitization is a conversion of information from analog to digital. And digitalization calls the transformation of manufacturing business processes using digital information and digital technology. You can see the smart factory in the new normal in Korea. So smart factory is a people-oriented, high-tech, intelligent factory that integrates all production process from product planning and design and production itself and distribution and sales. So-called the entire process should be smartized. Without any doubt, smartized is the pivotal for these entire businesses. Once again, in Korea, the establishment of smart factories is being led by government, and it is becoming a new standard for factory operation in Korea. this entire manufacturing process is becoming smarter. As I said, not just the production itself, but also the planning and design to delivery and sales also. So you're going to see the scope of this entire smart factory, the software, the hardware, and any kind of server system might be consolidated if you want to realize your smart factory on the shop floor. So ICT-based software, as I said, hardware that have developed rapidly in recent years are making such a hyper connectivity and big data analysis possible. This makes it easier to flow and predict information across the entire supply chain, and change situation can be shared with customers and suppliers as well, directly through the, as you can see, cloud server, cloud platform, or internet. Of course, even if the introduction of the smart factory concept cannot immediately solve the chronic problems existed on their process, however, securing the transparency of information and the rapidity of sharing can be said to be a big change in norms. And I'm going to tell you about the 4 or 5 factors, requirements for smart factory in the norm. In a new normal, as you can see this. First, information on 4M, we call man, machine, material, method, and environment, which are key elements for factory operation, must be digitalized. Must be. Otherwise, not possible to analyze deeply. And the system should provide optimal solutions and preventable, predictable solutions using solutions such as algorithmic or AI. And system should aim for horizontal or vertical integration to maximize the performance enhancement and to minimize any kinds of abnormality on the processes. To minimize those kind of the waste and abnormality, it is a key for your performance enhancement. So those kind of 5 some requirements needed if you want to set up your factory innovation in the first place quite stably on the process. And here you can see, how can I say, the evaluation criteria by level, from basic to advanced. In terms of level 1 to 5, with government, the university, and the company all together study deeply about to make this evaluation criteria, and finally they're going to define this kind of leveling evaluation standard. So from manual checking, monitoring, controlling, take a look at this standard here. Finally, autonomous operation without any manual help. That is the final standard. So we are going to upgrade like that. And recently, 2 years and 3 years ago, slightly changed this entire stuff regarding FA, factory automation, MES, as you know, the manufacturing execution system, ERP, or PLM and SCM as well. So this is a top 5 systems to be developed, to be advanced if you want to be a smart factory application, if you want to get the smart factory applications. So it's the same thing, from manual work and IO solution application. It must be step by step. You have to develop your scale, your factory scale, your factory to quality in terms of the smart factory. So using this stage and leveling evaluation criteria, all approximately 20,000 SMEs in Korea until 2020, they're going to evaluate it. Now they are moving forward to upgrade medium 2 and medium 3, medium 1 and medium 2 now. So you're going to see this kind of smart level is this kind of smart leveling is classified according to the degree of use and capability of smart factory ICT technology. Since a smart factory can be implemented gradually according to the company's capacity or situation. It is important to select and focus on the appropriate level and function according to your circumstances of the company. Currently, many small and medium-sized enterprises are building a foundation stage, 2017 and 18 and 17, that can be easily started to relatively low cost and satisfied with performance beyond their expectations. Even at the basic stage, as you can see here, basic stages, products created in real time using MES, and directly aggregated and managed. And the lot, the product itself, the tracking is also possible. Without any doubt, this is the total result till 2019 maybe in Korea. Undoubtedly, the purpose of this kind of building of a smart factory is to increase business performance. On the left side, you can see the management improvement. On the right side, you're going to see the process improvement. So the indicators presented on this page shows the situation of the small and medium-sized enterprises in Korea as a whole. As you can see on the left side, the performance results are constantly improving. Employment and sales and industrial accidents might be decreased very dramatically. On the right side, you're going to see the bunches of process improvement cases from PQCD. So that is the real core value of this application. I know instantly you can get this performance right after implementation of the smart factory scheme on your plant. You need at the same time you need to innovating. You need to improve your entire processes at the same time with this system. Otherwise, it's not possible to achieve this target, this result. That's what I'm talking for. Yeah. I'm going to tell the first topic about the slightly small definition and concept of a smart factory in Korea. The next topic is kind of, how can I say this, the practices in smart factory in Korea. First of all, I'm going to show you our government's vision and goals, the approaches. But under the control of this government's vision and goals, especially the small and medium-sized enterprises are following. They're going to get some contribution. They're going to get some funds from my government, 50-50 sharing of funds, things like that. So you can see this. You can see next. You can see these visions. Korean government's vision. It aims to make about, take a look at this, 30,000 companies into smart factories by focusing on small and medium sizes. In addition, according to the criteria, I explained to you the criteria before, achieving at least level 3 in the near future is expected. In other words, level 3 means achieving the level of the analyzing and optimizing with collected aggregated data according to the performance enhancement. And here you can see the 4 major category, different industries approaching in terms of the smart factory. On the right, left over, you're going to see the automobile industry approaches. They're going to focus on the support in 5 areas to improve quality. They expand the smart factories for their suppliers, first tier or second tier maybe, and they're going to focus on the inspection enhancement, the process inspection automations, and the peripheral with sensors and high resolution any visions, and using how can I say, using the machine learning concept, they're going to increase the detectability of appearance quality issues. And first, middle, last inspection might be high upgraded, and the lot must be tracked very automatically. And as you know, the mold is a quite critical factors and very important characteristics in the second tier level to make any kind of product to their supply to their customers. So this five is a big category for them to understand fully, to apply their smart factory concept for these five categories. Likewise, quite similarly, other industries such as electricity, and cosmetics, recently very popular in Korea, the cosmetics and electronics as well. They're gonna get their own directions for their suppliers to get more flexible for a flexible communication between them with systems and the deliver and current call communication deliver some product quite well to minimize any kind of shortage with this kind of approach. And here you can see that the first case is the application of MES, manufacturing execution system, manufacturing executions to the textile industry. Textile industry. As you can see, this background of introduction, this company had a difficulty in production management with just ELP, but was able to manage the process in real time with quite interestingly, with the help of the partners in the same industrial complex. As you can see through this, they're gonna achieve the target, minimize any kind of due date, non-accordance rate, and defect rate reduced by 3%, and customers increase their customer satisfactions, and it is a huge step to be able to automatically manage the process in real time. After they're going to check it out in real time with managing. So they're going to minimize any kind of the opportunity to get the wrong information, wrong decision. Here you can see the smart factory manufacturing process in this textile industry. You can see some pictures on the right from this entire process. You can see the center. There's a picture on the center. The operator touches screen. If he has some information on the screen on the process, he puts this information into screen, and directly it goes to the server in MES. And with this MES data, the top management or the team leader, they're going to decide that very quickly. They're going to respond quite quickly. If something's going wrong, they're going to quickly respond to cure any kind of problem on their spot. Here, you're going to see the second case. The second case is applied a slightly medium-sized company that produces auto parts. In this case, they constructed MESM ERP basically with this the PLM, and the quality management system is upgraded to realize this entire smart factory system. Also, they're going to construct the control room. In this case, I participated directly as an auditor, so I checked out the over entire scope of these companies with this criteria to check it out the maturity level. The evaluation proceeded in two directions: the smart level of the system and the maturity of the innovation that implemented. It were evaluated at the same time. So not just the system itself. Using this system, they have to utilize on the shop floor. So it must be harmonized. It must be harmonized. Otherwise, system is just a system. Nobody concerned about this. So here, this page, you can see the detailed evaluation criteria, items and scores from leadership and strategy to the KPI. Take a look at this right under. You can see the KPI, right? So final destination is KPI upgrade. Using this system and using this leadership, you have to increase your performance enhancement. It is the same things. The score is 1 to 1,000. And this is the final score for this factory. So as you can see this page, very how can I say, extremely they're going to great. It's not easy to go to jump up to medium from this stage to the other stage, next stage. But they're going to only using 1 year's effort in field automation and factory operation might be increasing very dramatically, as you can see here, right? So I saw a bunch of examples which is not explained in this the preparation. However, they're going to apply the deep learning concept to minimize any kind of avoiding any kind of escaping the appearance, the quality issues to their customers, using this kind of visioning system with machine learning. They're going to increase the detectability from 90% to 95%, 97%. And when I visit there at the end of last year, they're going to achieve more than approximately 98%. It is very great. The previous version of the visioning system is just a sample, a very simple logic. Only one logic is implemented in the visioning system. However, it's kind of live using machining, deep learning, and deep learning concept. They're going to
Mr. O, you covered camera, I think. Can you?
okay.
Okay, now it's okay. Please.
Okay. They're gonna evaluate quite extremely. It's kind of fantastic. And using, I think you don't know the FMEA or something like that, but using FMEA, they're going to try to find out any kind of the core process characteristics and try to connect it to optimize their process condition. Here you can see these some small, larger scale companies. In this case, this is an example of process condition optimization applied by a larger company. As you may know, it is like a bullwhip effect in supply chain management. To deliver high quality products to your customers, the variability variation of the data from your utilities and machines and the process should be stabilized and finally minimized. To this end, the concept of FEMS, a factory energy management system, and a predictive maintenance system has been reinforced recently for this company. So to get the higher quality product, the variation of the data should be controlled from the beginning. For that reason, the smart factory concept and the smart factory oriented FMs and predictive maintenance should be utilized. In terms of here, you're going to see this by applying the advanced statistical. You can see the bunches of statistical analysis tools here. Statistical analysis techniques, real-time monitoring, as well as the optimal process conditions are presented in the form of report. To do this, it is necessary to thoroughly verify the data from the beginning. Data that should be qualified in advance, and to integrate here the experienced knowledge to identify the very critical factors. To identify this kind of stuff, experience, intuition should be devoted, should be used. Otherwise, it is not possible to get the on direction to get the process of condition optimizations. So the consolidation with experienced knowledge and high tech statistical knowledge should be combined. And finally, still not applied yet. This going to be repeatedly deep learning concept should be applied to minimize any kind of the risk of risk of the misunderstanding, misguiding. And this company gradually, they're going to make a long-term plan. They're going to make a long-term plan and very gradually taking steps faithfully to get the higher score. On the one hand, smart system application. On the other hand, to using this system, they want to innovate their process. The maturity should be increased, upgraded. So this time, I'm going to close the chapter second topics, and you can see we'll see some video of an actual case applied by a Korean small and medium-sized company. Take a look at. Watch video.
There is a company that continues to actively invest in research and development efforts, emphasizing the importance of advanced technology. Samyon exclusively supplies motors and controllers to global automotive companies. Let's explore Samyon, which is well on its way to becoming one of the world's leading smart actuators. We paid a visit to Samyon, which makes motors and controllers. As the industry continues to rely more heavily on automated devices, Samyon is turning to technology-driven motors as their main business. It is strengthening its competitiveness with the smart factory system that it has adopted from early on.
저희 회사는 기술 우위의 회사를 목표로 연구소 설립과 함께 자동차, 방산, 로봇, 산업용 등의 제어용 모터와 제어기를 직접 설계하여 생산하고 있는 회사입니다.
이곳이 생산 현장입니다. 공정 설비 기획부터 설계까지 저희 삼연의 기술로 직접 제작하여 가동하고 있습니다.
The production site is set up in a way that only the products that have passed inspection are carried over to the next assembling process. It has a thorough quality system in place that prevents defects in advance.
다양한 분야에서 사용 가능한 모터, 액추에이터, 제어기를 개발 및 양산 가능한 것은 기술력 덕분입니다. 기존 경쟁사들 사이에서 자체 개발한 모터를 대량 생산에 성공하고 독점 공급할 수 있는 것은 매우 이례적이며 고객사의 기술적 확신 및 신뢰가 있었기에 가능했습니다.
Unlike other companies that produce products based on drawings conjured up from their clients, Samyon proceeds with its own development and design based on its technical skills. Out of the many, the automotive dual-clutch transmission motor and the continuously variable valve duration actuator are recognized by global car makers as quality product.
이 제품은 DCT 모터입니다. 일반 수동 변속기와 자동 변속기의 장점이 결합되어 운전자가 직접 변속해야 하는 번거로움을 덜고 수동 변속기의 장점인 연비 향상을 이루는 혁신적인 제품입니다. 특히 당사의 제품은 영하 40도에서 영상 150도에 이르는 외부 온도에 견디는 내구성을 가지고 있고 경쟁사 대비 우수한 성능을 나타내고 있습니다.
Samyon has decided to introduce smart factories to strengthen its competitive edge in production. By managing production information through a QR code system, the defect rate has gone down while customer satisfaction has greatly increased.
지난 2010년 대기업과의 거래를 모색하였으나 경쟁 기업들 간의 틈을 파고들기가 힘들었습니다. 이들 기업을 뛰어넘기 위하여 스마트 공장 구축을 결정하고 바로 실행에 들어갔습니다. 그 후 경쟁이 있는 샘플로 현대 기아 자동차와의 모터 공급 계약에 성공하였습니다.
When it comes to automotive parts, a smooth operation is essential, regardless of climatic changes. The company owns a space to conduct tests considering all sorts of environmental factors.
여기는 제품을 테스트하는 밸리데이션 룸입니다. 자동차에 장착되는 부품은 가혹한 환경 조건을 견뎌야 합니다. 예를 들면 극지방의 아주 낮은 기온이나 고온다습한 열대지방 혹은 사막 지역의 건조하고 높은 온도 등을 견디며 정상 작동을 해야 하는데, 이 공간에서 환경 조건을 미리 가정하여 제품을 테스트하고 검증하게 됩니다.
이곳은 미래 자동차와 방산, 로봇, 그리고 일반 산업용에 들어가는 핵심 부품을 설계, 개발하는 곳입니다.
Half of the company's employees work in the firm's R&D center. 10% of the profits are invested towards research efforts. They are currently developing parts and systems needed for future cars, smart defense, and robots, which are the key areas of the fourth industrial era.
현재 4차 산업의 핵심인 로봇, 전기차, 수소차, 스마트 방산, 자율주행차 등의 분야에서 사용되는 부품들을 선제적으로 연구 개발하고 있습니다.
Samyon is also focusing on expanding its market to target overseas consumers. It is set on competing with global firms by participating in government-led export projects.
앞으로 국내 시장을 넘어 세계 최고의 스마트 액추에이터 전문 회사가 되고자 노력 중이며, 세계 1등 상품을 통한 글로벌 시장을 선도하고자 합니다.
Samyon is leading the future industry with unrivaled technology. We root for its continued growth.
불량 제로, 품질 최고!
삼연!
Okay, can you see it well? I think it's very traditional, very typical cases of the application of the smart factory concept using ELP and MES and other many optimization tools as well. So I'm going to tell you that the last topic. This is just my opinion. So if any companies who want to establish a smart factory, they have to consider more seriously about it and with it and more. I think these four things are the success factors for smart factory implementation for all companies. First of all, internally, you have to scale up. You have to cultivate your innovation skill and share this recognition. The smart factory, without any doubt, the smart factory focusing on profit gain. However, also you have to improve your customer satisfaction, and you have to sometimes contribute to health and safety of your employees. And sometimes you have the innovation is directly connected to friendly policies in your country. So you have to think about those kind of the diverse concept and directions as well. And the strategies of all departments of the company should be aligned to get the synergy. Every single department has their own directions. It is not possible to get the performance enhancement in the end. And with this, regarding with relation to this topic, all of your business should be engaged. You should be involved at the same time, not just the production, as I told you before from the first chapter. For a smart factory, the technologies such as IoT and iOS and any kind of solutions, and your own operation management scheme should be consolidated chemically, not physically. So it should be flexibly. They're gonna connect with each other. Interaction is needed without not just a cooperation. So the integrating chemically to maximize the effectiveness of this this implementation. So some department, some operation resist. We don't like this kind of stuff. We don't like this solution. Just like that, it is not possible to get a higher successful applications. For the next topic, for the efficient introduction and operation of smart factories, the skills, the competences of every single personnel of the entire for this entire value chain should be improved. They have to know that. They have to know that. They have to understand that this kind of creative approach. They have to understand the basic skills, and then they have to apply this concept into the value chain. And lastly, but very importantly, the solution of the security problems. As you know, the security problems, the critical for autonomous vehicle right now is emerging in an environment where everything is connected to the internet. So it must be solved in the first place more than anything else. So internal innovation is the first one to keep this in your mind. And if you are the member of the small and medium-sized business, you have to think about this kind of stuff, the capabilities. Small and medium-sized enterprise doesn't have any kind of the capabilities, any kind of money, any kind of the manpowers compared to the larger scale corporations. They're gonna have their own very unique IT teams, and they have a technical skills. If necessary capacity can be expanded through merger and acquisition as well. So in SME, small and medium-sized enterprises need some kind of support from government, from the university, to raise up their the training, their skills. So training schemes or consulting from experts to solve those kind of problems is needed. So for that reason, so core work and combination with government and universities is needed. Recently in Korea, it's going to be done. It's going to be done quite, I think well. Thirdly, the key issue is you have to understand the difference between the customization and standardization. Take a look at this. So, some articles was reported that SMEs that introduced smart factories, but this SME has very extremely customized their own warehouse management system and MES, and etc. etc. A very difficult situation because they cannot receive any kind of after service due to the bankruptcy of a solution company, due to the very extreme customization. So to avoid this circumstance, you have to think about the definition of customizations. So take a look at the red color. Using a variety of standardized solutions. It must be used. It's much safer and more effective than very unique customizing situations. So to speak, the standardized any kind of the template, any kind of approach and strategy is needed for the purpose of the effectiveness, efficiency enhancement. Customization is a combination of standardized solutions according to the situation of a demand company, not a development and production for each individual companies, right? So the extreme customization is not good. It's not good for the purpose of the getting of the sustainability of this smart factory scheme. Last but not least, standardization is needed. If you want to maximize the standardization, you have to follow this. You have to think about the platform, the official platform, and you have to think about the ecosystem connected with various types of the value chains. And individual, there is some limitation to enhancing the competitiveness of this entire industry with just one type of smart factory. So in Korea now, we call digital New Deal, a Green New Deal, and Human New Deal for smart industrial complex. So I have to study more deeply about the concept of this. Anyway, they're going to focus on smart industrial complex, not just one company, to get more higher performance enhancement. So it's expected to bring a very positive effect that they respect. Since the industrial complex has a structure that allows mutual collaboration, both especially and business, it will be possible to maximize the effectiveness of this smart factory by cooperating with each other, from the entire infrastructure to the internal processes of individual companies. Recently, they're going to buy and sell the company information itself. But beforehand, information is a very secure problem. But nowadays, they're gonna open up this information and data to maximize this entire level of this industry. And as you can see, I think you've heard sometimes that GE predicts Siemens MindSphere as a global platform to be introduced. In using predicts, you can predictively you're going to adopt this predicts for predictive maintenance to predict your pattern of the data, and they're gonna predictably they're gonna catch out any outliers and abnormal situation and feedback to their supply customers to minimize any kind of big failure, big accidents. This is a great chance for all of us to, if you adapt this kind of stuff, to minimize any kind of the risks, to maximize any kind of performance enhancement. But the thing is, it will be a factor of success to establish consensus altogether, and must be established an effective strategy through preliminary coordination of conflicts of interest or equity between within the industrial complex. Otherwise, in terms of progress, not easy to approach, not easy to get more higher, a higher level of a smart factory. Thank you for your joining, and thank you for this listening, for this humble preparation. But within these 40 and 45 minutes, I'm going to tell you about the smart factory as a new standard in Korea, especially in small and medium-sized enterprise, are trying to adopt, trying to implement this concept to improve their productivity and quality, and to minimize any kind of issues and risks. And this is, how can I say, the big stream, new standard. So every single company wants to do that. They have a pros and cons nowadays. However, overcome this pros and cons, all this kind of negative effect, they want to try to get the higher performance using these new tools, and they want to change their entire process. That's my observation. Thank you for joining one more time. And if you have any question to me, I'm going to ask you a question now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oh.
My pleasure.
So, yeah, for your detailed explanation on smart factory, especially on the concept and basic requirement, key success factors, and process. And also you introduced about the Korean government policy to promote smart factory, and also some cases. Thank you so much. So now many viewers are connected from all over the world. This is the interactive session. So all viewers can leave questions in chat box. Here is some questions on the smart factory. So what are the some specific difference between traditional factories and smart factories? Why we call it smart factories?
I think the quality of data matters. Data matters. Mass production, the traditional production by automation to get higher productivity is the same. It's the same concept, same direction, same philosophy. However, minimize manual work with the help of the IoT and IO solutions such as MES, POP, PLM, and in the long run, using the big data, it's going to be the big difference between them. And to analyze and optimize their processes based on this data. So how to handle data is a big difference between these two traditional factories and smart factories. So consequently, quality data is should be collected for the purpose of this kind of analysis and optimization to optimize their processes, right? So data matters. I think data matters. How to handle your data, how to make a quality data, how to collect the quality data with these smart solutions. That's going to be the very different approach where compared to the very traditional and typical production area. That's my thought.
Okay. Data issue. Huh? Thank you.
Yes.
So then, should manufacturers, SMEs, change over to the smart factory model to improve productivity?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And moreover, I think it's slightly some kind of internal political issues. But moreover, I think the environment associated with this the manufacturing industry is getting worse in Korea, especially. So labor cost continues to rise. Labor cost continue to rise, and talent, the peoples are increasingly in Korea avoiding to join this manufacturing industry, and labor environmental regulations regulations are not so good, very strengthened in a direction that is unfavorable to this kind of industry. And the manufacturing exports are also negative due to this, and the COVID-19 situation. All things considered, with the help of these smart solutions, smart robotics, they have to increase their productivity and minimize any kind of product failure, the downtime issues and the material shortage issues as well. To do that, without any more manpower engaged, they have to adopt this kind of stuff. Otherwise, not possible to sustain their entire business scheme. So I think it is mandatory in the near future for all of these small and medium-sized enterprise with this big larger scale company as well. They have to do that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So now we'd like to talk about how to. So we have one question from Japan, I think, Nakayama-san.
Yeah.
So how can we apply smart manufacturing in the less advanced countries? Digital infrastructure is not so good there. So any advice or any recommendation, please?
I think digitalization is the second step. I think the first step, zero step, is to, how can I say, the common concept from top management to the operator level. They have to get the common concept. There's a need for a shift in perception from the CEO to the how can I say, on-site employees as well. Not easy to, because they regard this is the replacement for their job. So they have to persuade them. They have to shift these guys into the more valuable position to analyze something, to monitor something, to improve something like that. So first of all, I think there are two directions. On the one hand, mindset change from top level to the operator level as well. And secondly, as I told you before, the data collection should be qualified. You have the habituation, change in DNA about the data itself. Nature of the data should be rethought. Without it, the application of these little solutions, not possible to data, not have to collect the proper adequate data. Without this adequacy, it is not possible to analyze more or properly. So data collection how to collect the data from the shop floor should be reviewed, should be checked in the first place with mindset change. I think that's going to be done in the first place, and then simultaneously with government, they have to think about how to apply this kind of entire solutions with a very cheapest way. Actually, I don't know exactly what it is, but they have to do that, right? My thinking, I think like that.
Thank you so much. So we have one more question from the viewers. Then how to improve digitalization is from the Tamana. Any advice? Any comment? How to improve the digitalization?
Well, I'm not I'm not an expert of the digitalization. There's a proper question for how can I say solution providers. However, using I think in my company, which I are consulting now, they are improved. They are introduced a bunches of the highly resoluted, highly advanced some sensors to get the data. So it's more expertise terms. The data generated and the POP to gather this data, detect, we call HMI, human machine interface, and gathering the data with some platforms. This kind of, how can I say, interaction between them without any kind of missing should be done perfectly. So you need some help from solution suppliers with hardware supply as well to get the higher valuable digitalized data from the shop floor. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. So one more question from Mongolia, Batlek. So smart solutions are very costly, and also same time changes very quickly. That cause difficulties for SMEs to apply. So how can the SMEs, especially, make the change to the smart factory model then?
I cannot say your government's policy. I don't know your government policy. However, in Korea, it's kind of 50-50 maybe. Maybe I think. Hold on, please. It's kind of a 50-50 approach, and we have two other Ministry of the Trade and Industry, and the Ministry of the SMEs and Startup will invest total. I'm sorry, but this is in current case, approximately 92 billion won this year to invest to support this entire SMEs. So it is not possible to apply only as smart SMEs will. You need some help from academy, or you need some help from your government, more than 50%. And you need some help from consultation to apply to planning, design, to check out the feasibility of this entire data flowing, and the increase the process improvement as well. You need some help. Otherwise, not possible to 100% investment in small and medium-sized enterprises. So this is the solution in Korea, but I don't know exactly your country status. Or if you are the member of your customers, just in case you have to collaborating with your customer company, mother company. Okay, sorry about this, not perfect answers.
Okay, I think the many SMEs they want to apply the smart factory, but
yes,
they have some difficulties also. So I think they need some support from the government. Here is the one question from the Malek. How does the government of the Korea support these smart factories? You even introduced about the Korean government policy, but about the law, tax incentives, loan, and partnerships. Can you suggest any recommendations, please?
The one thing is money, funding. Money is critical for all of the small and medium-sized enterprise, right? So in Korea, they have I don't remember, but they have a very diverse like a policies, and they're going to design the diverse policies to support the small and medium-sized enterprises. They're going to make we're going to make a ministry of small and medium-sized enterprises and startups. It's a part of a ministry, and trade and industry ministry of the trade and industry. They really help this industrial complex together, and it's more than 50% of fund. For example, you need $500,000 for this application for entire year, just in case. $0.25 million maybe invested from your Korea, from your government, without any option, freely, just like that, more than 50%. And then, including the more than 50%, consultation like me or any kind of cooperation with academy should be done at the same time. So without this kind of, how can I say, trilogy, government, academy, and your company, without this kind of core triangle, I think it is not easy to go forward to your goal. So they're going to do like that. And I don't remember, but there are bunches of different scales of 20%, 50%, lots of funding from Korea, and lots of funding from larger scale companies together. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So then here is one question about is there any reference website for us to learn more about the smart factories?
Yeah,
Can
you
share
can see.
some website?
You can see the English version as well, right? Hold on, please. Please give me just 10 seconds. Can I upload the chat?
Yes, please.
Oh.
YouTube maybe later you can upload the YouTube chat.
Yeah,
so we will share this the reference website for the all viewers to learn about the smart factories.
Yeah, please check it out. This website. You can see the English version approach as well. Can you see it?
No, we cannot see it now. Later you can upload.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you later on this.
It's okay. Okay. So this will be the last question. So from Tamana again, how to reduce overhead cost and increase GP to reduce the raw materials and the packing material cost. I think GP is the green productivity, I think.
As I told you, this is not the answer from implementation of the iOS, Internet of Solutions. With this, you have to continuously innovate your process as well, right? Including, definitely. Using this system, you have to collect the data, and with your team members, you have to check it out, the feasibility, and you have to check it out what is where and what and which is the point to minimize this kind of the cost of things. And then you have tried to minimize and try to improve those kind of stuff. And then reversely, you have to upgrade your smart systems. It should be reciprocally, they have to do that. Otherwise, system is just a system, just a calling, a monitoring system. Using the data, you yourself try to minimize, try to reduce this entire cost stuff. And then feedback to re-standardize this entire stuff to upgrade your entire smart systems. That should be done at the same time. As I explained to you, the second cases, right?
Okay. Okay, final question from Rick. Automation is the must.
Yeah.
So is smart manufacturing possible without process innovation?
It depends on. If you have money, you gotta. I think this is the right procedure. Firstly, Firstly, process innovation, process mapping, and check it out any kind of the critical point. And just in case you have to combine, you know the ECRs, right? Elimination, combination, rearrangement, and standardization and simplification. From the beginning, you have to optimize your process in the first place. And using this optimized processes, you have to upload your smart system in this area, in this optimized process. Without it, it's just a status quo. The same thing. The system is not the brain. System is not brain. They're gonna just communicate with garbage in and garbage out, as you know. So it is not good. You have to innovate your process firstly, and then this kind of optimized process should be smartized. Smartized, and it's not English, I know that, but it is the very common term in Korea. It must be the part of this. It should be the target of the smartized. I believe like that.
Okay. So automation for the SMEs is the must. It's a must thing or optional?
Mandatory. It is the mandatory since the third industrial revolution. However, how to upload your data gathering, data understanding, data calculation, data optimization is a different story, right? Automation is the story from since 1980s and 1990s, right? Without it, it's not possible to analyze the data. Without it, it is not possible to collect the proper data from the shop floor.
Okay. Thank you so much for all questions from the viewers. And any last message to the SMEs which they want to apply the smart factory in the future, near future? Please.
For the Asian countries, not just Korea, you have to, how can I say? You have to ask your country, your government, and you have to get some fund from your customer company maybe, right? Or you have to get some for Tom Peters said that a system without passion without a system is kind of the right way to fail your innovation. So if you want to succeed, I think you have to get some passionate mind. With your mind, you have to check it out. Your entire system means the way of working, right? So you have to find out the right way to help you, to support you. I don't know exactly what I mean, but in Korean government, we help some countries for the purpose of the work collaboration. However, firstly, you have to check it out and be ambitious. The passion guides you to the next level. System guides you to the next level as well. So to get these two things, right? Okay, thank you for joining.
Thank you. Thank you for the keyword for the for applying the smart factory. Then I hope all viewers get some insight on smart factory from this session, especially smart factory concept in the new normal, and also why we need smart factory, and also how to change to smart factory from traditional factory. So APO will continuously try our best to increase productivity for the area of industry, agriculture, environment, public and service sector. Thank you very much, Mr. Oh, again, and thank you very much the viewers. Thank you for your joining today. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good time.